back, this is part 2 of creating your labels in ESHA for your capstone project. And again, reminder, you do not need to worry about the fact that you may be tweaking your product formulation. You need to get a label out, and you need to show that the formulation that you have existing aligns with your nutrition facts table. Now, in the previous video, we went through the process of creating the basic nutrition facts table, and now we need to do some basic edits. So again, this was our base formulation. I'm going to blow this up screen-wise so that we can work a little bit bigger here and think about some of the things we may need to edit on this. So our serving size, for example, maybe our product isn't 64 grams. Maybe it is slightly different in size. So if need be, we can go and take a look at our Schedule M reference sizes. And again, this is from the Guide to Food Labeling for Industry. But we can go down in our reference amounts. So again, a reference amount is the prescribed quantity that is regulated and thought to be appropriate for an individual adult to eat in one sitting. Now, we need to go down to the tables and identify in our bakery product what is this. So again, we're using muffins. If I go back, there are a wide variety of different food categories. Feel free to use the one that's appropriate to yours. I'm making a muffin, so I need to go in here and see what I can do in terms of finding a muffin. Muffin. So there we go. Muffin. A muffin can be from the typical reference serving size is going to be 55 grams, and an appropriate weight range is going to be 50 to 100 grams. So going back to my ESHA, a serving size of 64 grams would be deemed appropriate. Now that said, you've seen muffins that are the size of Chihuahua dogs and large grapefruit. And the idea of a serving size does need to comply with the idea that your product must be a single serving such that it would be consumed in one sitting. Now, if your muffin is packaged in a single serving format, such as one muffin in a plastic horizontal form-filled seal-oriented polypropylene bag, gas flushed and everything, delightful. It may be deemed as one serving. It's always important to double check and think about what an appropriate serving size is and identify if your product is delivered in a format that would be classified as a single serving size. Now wait a second, do we need to have servings per container on there? Actually you do not. And so you can go into your label and edit out some of these options. So do we need to have servings per container? You can hide it. Hide servings per container. Click OK. Oh, it disappeared. Other things that we may need to be editing. We do need to go in and edit our allergen statement because wait a second, I don't have crustaceans in my muffin. I sure hope there are no crustaceans in your muffins. So we do need to edit out crustaceans, fish, egg, gluten, yes. Milk, was there milk in our product? Going back down here. Banana, egg, sugar. No, I didn't put milk, or I didn't put butter in today. I have on previous occasions done that. No mustard, no peanuts, no sesame seeds, no shellfish, no soy, no tree nuts. And we click OK, and there we go. Now we have a more appropriate allergen deck. Now, here's a question that I've been asked. So, do we technically need to comply with the nth degree labeling requirements? As you recall, nth degree labeling means that if you had an ingredient that also had an allergen statement on it. Let's go back to our ingredients here. Maybe I have flour that has been milled at an artisanal mill that doesn't have very good GMPs, and they have a flour contains soy, because maybe they're milling soy on the same equipment. Then I would need to carry that over from the ingredient that it was from and put that onto my allergen declaration. That is what's called nth degree label or component labeling requirement for allergens, where you're following on an audit trail back to make sure that the allergen is the allergen is maintained. So, for all intents and purposes on this project, you do not need to do that. You need to just focus on the allergens that are going to be on the top level of your label. And that's it, because I'm not going to go and audit your project. But do keep that in mind, that in the real world, you would need to carry your allergens to the nth degree. Now, I do need to edit my ingredient deck. And in the guide to food labeling for industry, there will be statements about lists of ingredients and allergens, and you can go in here and identify if there are any exemptions or any additional rules. For example, as you recall, spices can all be grouped together, and you don't have to declare each and every individual spice as a separate part. If you have ingredients that have components, so for example, maybe in my banana muffin, I decide to put chocolate chips. Well, my chocolate chips would have components. And that's where, going back to my Genesis here, I can go into my ingredient statement, and down here, I can go to edit, and I can unclick this button here, and I can go in and modify. So flour has a standard of identity in Canada, and so we don't need to write flour, all-purpose white enriched calcium fortified. We just need to write wheat or enriched wheat flour. And the wheat does need to be there because, again, wheat is your allergen. Sugar, canola oil, eggs, baking soda. Now, let's say I had spices. Maybe I had cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, and cloves in my banana muffin. I do not need to write cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves. I just need to write spices. Same with artificial flavorings or natural flavorings. You are welcome to put them at the end of your list because that is part of the exemption that's available to you. Again, use your skills from your regulatory course, from your nutrition course, and remind yourself back in the guide for food labeling for industry about how you can manage some of the exemptions. And again, if I had chocolate chips in there, and perhaps chocolate chips would be here. For ingredients that need components, you're going to be ensuring that your components are labeled out. Oh, and check it out. Now that I've added chocolate chips, wait a second, I need to remanage my allergens because I have a soy allergen. But that's just for illustrative purposes, that you can go in and edit your ingredients. Again, it's going to pre-generate an ingredient statement for you in French. This is not French class. I am not looking at your French. You are going to take your label and send it to a translator. Do not just cut and paste and put it into Google Translate, because I have seen too many labels that make me laugh at how badly they've been translated, because that's the approach that they've taken. Please don't do it. Click OK. And now my ingredients are in a format that I can use. I can obviously retype it, but if I want to export and save as image to clipboard, I can go straight to here, and man, that's pretty small. You might just be better off retyping it. Do make sure to save things appropriately. As you know, the library computers re-image themselves when they are turned off. And so make sure to go back into your recipe and click Save As, but also Save to File. And that will allow you to save your file as an ESHA data file. And then you can make sure that you keep that on a memory stick, or send it to your cloud drive, or email it to yourself, so that if you need to go back and make edits to your file, you can do that.